Hey guys, we're here at Coover Caramels. I'm Ryan Coover, founder. We got Rich, our executive confectionery chef, filming. We're going to show you kind of our little operations that we got here. Everything's handmade, so we have all of our storage here where we store all our product on the one shelf. Caramel's pretty easy, 5 or 6 ingredients that you use. Then we'll start kind of our prep area before we weigh things and get things ready. And we'll put it into these kettles. We love to use a grown kettle for making caramels. And we use one that has a mixer. So we'll put it in here and we'll actually have wooden spoons that we'll actually hand mix for half of the process. Once the levels get so high and it goes into the bubbling mode, we want to be more cautious and safe. So we have this mixer, and it has a scraper, and then it has another blade. These are all removable, like so. It's just hooked up here, and there's a little gauge. And you can see inside the mixer how it just continuously scrapes, because when we were making it at home, we would hand stir for 3 hours. So this is a great system to use for making caramels. Now, I've customized this a little bit. For a thermometer, I've created a little attachment that goes right here, all stainless steel. And then I have a very high sensitive thermometer. This is actually a meat thermometer. And it's a probe that we have go into the side. So you can see how it probes in and it sits at the level, and I can be within 0.1% to make sure the caramel is just perfect. Now, in the cooking process, there's a part where it boils down, so we stop it and we take this out. And I've designed this cover to also help with the cooking process. So put it over here. Steam still is allowed to come out, but you don't get a lot of spillage, so you keep a very clean system. I'm a clean freak, and I try to make cooking as easy as possible. Once that's cooked down and most of the moisture's back, we put it back in and we continue cooking and stirring. Once we hit temperature, then we take apart. Two things, we can just pull off the thermometer and leave this on. I'll do that. I'll do the way we do it. Take off the thermometer, and then we'll pour. Take this off. We actually pull this. There's a couple things we do. We pull this off. We pull this off like this. And then we raise that up. And in the hot caramel, we come and we drip the caramel off here, and then put it on our table. We have a parchment sheet paper to keep it clean. At this point, we're getting ready to pour into trays. So we'll actually have our trays here, and we'll actually stack our trays left, right, put parchment paper down, and then we pour. This has a pivot, and it kind of can hold itself. When there's a lot of product there, it kind of holds itself, and then we just scrape the product in. We make equally, all the trays are equal. When you're done with the tray, we put it up here to rest, or put it in a rack, and then we'll let it rest overnight. Cleanup process, we move this. This is a great little handy thing for the trays. It's been custom made for all this. We have this, these grown kettles have these trays, and we pour the water after we're done cleaning. We actually have a guard here. Guard's in place, and you pour the water into here, and and then we turn on. If you look down here on the bottom, you can get down below. We have a pump, and that pump holds the water. So we have hooked up to water here, so we can put the stuff in the kettle here to clean it, and then when we're done, we pour it into here, and that way it keeps all the splashes down and everything like that. And if I can get this going, I can show you how the pump works. But sometimes people will have a drain underneath, just into the floor, where the kettle just pours into the floor and goes right into your system that you have for for your grease trap or whatever you're pouring it into that's required. So let me get this going a little bit. And this is nice here because this kind of hooks and just hangs right onto the kettle. And then the pump. I don't have it on a switch, I just have it on a plug right now. But there we go, just sucking the water down. And once you hear that, we're done. So that's the cleanup there. Now, let's go over to the wrapping area. All right, guys, back at Cougar Caramel's wrapping facility. This was named T's Swizzle. This is our 22B wrapping machine. But this is our place where we actually take the raw material of caramels, cut it up and wrap it. We're in about a 14 by 18 square foot space. As you can see, we have refrigeration here. This is the end product where we store stuff. We have a storage. We have our racks. This is where we have our cooling racks where we have our caramels. And then we kind of go through the process. And then we'll be wrapping here, and then it comes around. Just a little, you know, like a manufacturing facility. It's like a small assembly line. And so we're going to go through the process of how we do that. So we just take these caramels, big sheet of it, plop it down here. And it's parchment paper. So it comes here, and then you want to come over here on this side? So now that it's here, we take a hand roller, and we made a custom one. And you can make certain sizes whatever you want. It's really versatile on your product. But we found this one very useful because it's heavy and big, where you can cut through the caramel, but you're not cutting through a whole bunch all at once. So you cut through the caramel here, and we make strips. Now sometimes you'll need to split up the caramels. This is pizza cutter is the best thing. I hand cut caramels for 3 years with this. I would just hand cut these caramels and do individual pieces. And that took a long, long time. But this is a much better system here. We cut it, we get the strips. Once we're done with the strips, we take the strips and then we feed them into this thing. It's called a lump cutter. I made a special guard for it for safety purposes, but also for ease of cleaning, and also to keep it so it's not as loud. And here's the lump cutter. It's 1800s process. These two wheels come together, and they turn. And as they turn, this thing butterflies it and kicks it out. But again, safety is important. When it hits this, the plastic is, it used to be metal, but it was really loud, so I changed it to this food grade plastic and stainless steel. And this kind of goes back on like so. Then it comes onto the surface. This 22B, I had worked to refix it, then they also got sent off to England, and Carl had done a lot of great things to it. This was one thing I wanted to add, so we could shoot the caramels out here, and then we hand feed it into the product here. So let me go ahead and start it up. And you can kind of see how it's about the speed we're doing. 1, 2, and 3, and so it's about 60 pieces a minute, would you say? Yeah, it's about 60 pieces a minute at this speed. There's a, if you come down here on the bottom, you can look here, and I'm going to open this up. There's a speed controller, and this is all new electronics. So there's a new motor, and this is all sealed electronics, and a sealed waterproof case. And you can see here is all the optics and electronics that we have in here. It's all been brought up to speed. You should have seen what it was before. It was kind of scary. We got all the safety features on it. So when these things open up, the machine stops. So let me give you an example. So if it's running, and it has that slow start, like I said, it just doesn't start right away. So here it goes. Small little wind up. If that happens, automatically stops. So there's a lot of safety features in this machine. The ease of cleaning it, you just pull this thing off here, Yeah, you can open that up. So that pops off. We made this to be a hand. It used to be a tool, but now a handle makes it really easy. And then we just line this up and pop it off. And then this gets cleaned. So there's a lot of, you can see all the moving parts in here, and I'm gonna turn this so you can kind of see how everything's kind of coming together. There's a lot of adjustability to this machine. You can adjust how far apart these pieces are. You can adjust how high this goes or how big your suite is. That's the great thing about the 22B is you can accommodate a lot of different suites to it. Now we're going to pull off and kind of give you an inside look at the machine. I don't know if the lighting is good. Do we need some light? Lighting's good? All right. So you can see how this machine's been cleaned up and all just well oiled. We use all food grade oil on this thing, and here's all the different moving parts. We got some new clippers for grabbers for it. Carl really helped us really dress this thing up. So there's a lot of zerk points here. You'll see this is a zerk point, that's a zerk point, that's a zerk point. These are different zerk points that we grease every 8 hours or so of running. We could probably go longer, but we like to keep a well-oiled machine. It's amazing. You grease this thing up, and you can tell how hard it is to turn. This is a 4, I think it's 4 1/4. So we have a lot of this material that we wind up and go through. The caramel goes through. It gets shot out here. It comes down, and we put it into these buckets. So it's a two-man crew. You could definitely do this by yourself. Two people is very, very efficient, and you can do a lot of caramel with just 2 people. So while one person's cutting, the other person's wrapping, or this person's doing that, and the other person's going to the other side, they'll take the caramels here, and they'll dump it into this tray here. Here's the one cutter. Going out over there. Trays there, and this is how we're putting the caramels in. We're having to hold it off to one side. And then we kind of, things are going well. We're using a thinner paper. This is still just kind of sticky, but that's that. Everything's nicely. Little babies. Got it all greased up. We've been greasing about every 2 weeks. So. And then once it's in that tray, then we like to put our caramels in, we seal them in cups. So we have different size cups. And so we have some scales here, and we'll hand feed them. We'll put our manuals in them, and then we'll weigh them here. Once we get the right weight, we go into our sealing machine. This is just a bubble tea machine that we've modified to accommodate the cup size that we have. So we use actually a soup cup, and it's all sealed. So when we do store a product, it's been sealed and it's got the highest, freshest quality to it. So this thing pops out, we seal it, and then we store it like that. Once we're done storing like that, and we're getting ready to ship it out, then we'll put a lid on it. And so again, it's the soup lid. And here's my kids. Laylee and Kai, life really can't be sweeter. We do this to bring sweetness into the world and remind people that there's great things to happen when you do good things to other people. So that becomes our final product. It goes into our storage area, and we store things 1 pounders, half pounders, 5 ounces, and then we have raw stuff we do mini packs, and then we also have some straight up 1 block from the clippings, we'll do, chefs will like this to make sauces and stuff. So it gives us a lot of versatility with a product. You don't necessarily have to refrigerate, but we like to have an awesome product. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. We got a little bit of swag, and the computer's nice, so you can do orders. If you have if you do an online service, you can print your POs here. You can print mailing strips. These Dymo laser writers 4XLs are awesome. Another really handy tool that we have found are these little, this one is it's a label dispenser. It's an SH402TR, and this one is perfect for doing our little get ready to smile stickers. They're expensive, but it beats hand doing them yourself. You can do a lot quicker. Anything we can do to speed up our process helps a lot. So if you can't print it and you do a sticker, that's great. And yeah, that's Kuba Cameras, man. That's it, baby. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the tour.